Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Donna and this is Mom Budgets for the Life. On this channel, we budget our money, we are intentional with our spending, we save our money, and we tackle our debts. We may also, by we, I mean me, I will probably also give you guys maybe some recipes that I do on a regular basis that are hit with the kids and that are super cheap. My kids are 11 and 7. And then I have an adult stepdaughter, so she's not here as often, but whenever she is, she enjoys what I make. So if that kind of interests you, make sure you stick around, and we'll make sure that we are accountable for all of our stuff. So I just wanted to talk about my budget for a quick second. I had a couple questions about it, or how I do things. So I just wanted to kind of address it quickly. So what I do way before my paycheck comes in, or I know what I'm gonna get, I just kind of take into consideration, I make a rough number. I take into consideration the amount of days that I've worked, and because I'm a night shift worker, my company that I work for, because I can't leave the premises at nighttime because I'm by myself, and if there's an emergency or whatever, I have to be available. I get paid for a whole 8 hours instead of a 7.5 hours. So that gives me an extra 5 hours on my paycheck. And because I work nights, I also get a night premium. So it does impact my paycheck quite a bit if I'm sick, which last week I was sick. So my paycheck is a little bit lower than what it would normally be. And I knew it was going to be lower, so I made sure to kind of use a rough number that would be an estimate of what I would get. This week here, I wasn't over budgeting my money and then having to reduce everything after in order to make everything work. So I was pretty close. So I had budgeted $1,900 and I got $1,905. So I was pretty bang on that one. And then I still had some money left over from a savings challenge that I completed last week. It was saving my loonies and toonies. I had $60. I did use a little bit of that money to get the kids some Valentine's Day things for their classmates. So I have a little bit of money left, so we're going to use that in our budget as well. So I have a total of $1,943 that we're going to be using with this particular budget. Now, the moment I get paid, there are two things that I do right away. I make sure that I have something going into savings. And so I have two tax-free savings accounts. I am a Canadian cash budgeter, so I work with Canadian currency and Canadian accounts. So I have two TFSAs. I have one that I use as my emergency fund, and I have $75 a paycheck that goes into there. And right now I have $641. It's the highest amount that I've had for a really long time, just because I wasn't managing my money very well, and I ended up by dipping into it every single paycheck. So I've been doing cash budgeting now for a couple of months, and I can see the difference by using the cash and not having to dip into this money. And then the extra one, that's just there in case of small emergencies or in case I want to extra savings. That's what that's there for. So I always make sure that I have something going into my savings, and it's an automatic thing. The same day that I get paid, within a couple of hours, this money's already gone and I don't even see it. I don't even miss it. And then I always make sure to budget for my debt. So I have two credit cards. My PC MasterCard is paid off, and I use that to pay my bills. And then I just pay back my credit card before my statement date comes out. But the money that I was using initially to pay that credit card back, being that it's paid now, I'm taking it and putting it towards my Capital One. So I'm making my minimum payment on that, but then I'm also taking the money from my other credit card and putting that on my Capital One as well to help pay it down a little bit quicker. So that's what I do. I always make sure I have money in for my savings and money in for my debt. Sometimes my budget isn't very big, so I can't afford to put extra money on my debt, but at least I have more than just the minimum going in. Then I budget for my then I budget for my expenses. So my variable expenses, so that's like my groceries, my gas. We do allow ourselves to eat out. I budget $100 for dining out. It could be fast food, it could be Tim Hortons, it could be going to a restaurant or whatever. Will is pretty good that, like, if I order one week, he'll order the next week. So he ordered yesterday, so I'll probably use this $100 to order next week. Just whenever we have a long night or whatever and we don't feel like cooking, it helps out having it there. And if you take it away completely, and if you take that category out completely and you don't put any money for dining out or whatever, then it feels restrictive, and I don't want to feel restricted. I still want to have a little bit of the lifestyle that I had before, but have it more managed. Whereas before I would spend like hundreds of dollars eating out, and then by the time my paycheck would come in, like, I would run out of money before I could even do groceries. So that's why having a little bit of money there is actually saving me money in the long run. I budget a little bit of money for me and the boys. The boys have $5 each, just in case they want to buy themselves a little treat like a donut or a toy or something like that. They have a little bit of money there, and I don't have to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't afford it. No, I'm sorry, it's not in the budget. They have a little bit of money that they can use for it. And then I pay my bills. So I'm trying to set aside, every time I get paid, I try and put away half of all of my payments. Some of them are already funded, so I don't need to put them in here. My car payment, I do have a car payment that gets paid with my CCB, my Canadian Child Benefit, tax benefit. So I don't include it in this part of my budget here until that check is coming in. Then I'll use it with that one. So the things that are highlighted in green are amounts that I leave in the bank because they get automatically withdrawn. So my TFSAs will get drawn tonight. So I don't bother pulling the money out just to put it back in 2 minutes later. The daycare, I just e-transfer her, and so it comes right out of my bank account the same day that I get paid. Same with the camper. It's every Monday, so I don't bother taking the money out because I don't want to do 20 million trips to the bank. And then I leave the bank fees in there. They're a little bit high right now, but I think I'm going to reduce them soon once I can keep on track with these finances and not go into my overdraft. I'll take that protection off, and then we'll be good. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, as for paying my bills, what I do is I use one of my credit cards. I use my PC MasterCard because I can get optimum points with that. And with the optimum points, I can get some groceries. I can get some personal care items by using the points that have been accumulated. So that's what I do. And this way here, I don't have to keep running to the bank all the time. So I just pay it with a credit card. And then I want to say about 5 days before my statement date for my credit card, I go to the bank, I put it in, I deposit the money, and then I just wait for the statement date to come through, and then I'm good to go and start paying my bills again. And that's what I typically do. So I have a ton of money that needs to go back to the bank next week. And then if I have any money left over between doing those 4 things, the next thing that I do is I do my savings challenges. So I will have a goal this year of saving $10,000. And so I always try and budget, even if it's just a little bit of money, I always try and budget for that. And then my $5 challenge, I always put a little bit of money for that. And then if I have any money left over after that, then I do my sinking funds. So because I had that extra $38 from savings challenge, I put them in a couple of the categories that I have, just to kind of beef them up for whenever I need to use them. So that's it. Yeah. And then once I get this all figured out, what I do is I do a cash breakdown. So I write down everything that is not, or everything that I'm going to need cash for. I write down the categories, I write down the amount, and then I break it down according to the types of bills that I want. And then it just makes it easier for when I go to the bank. I just present them with this little slip here. This one's a sticker, so I don't stick it to anything. I present them with this sticker here, and then they know exactly how many of each bill that I need and the total amount that I need. And then this part here makes it easier for whenever I'm actually filling my envelopes. I know exactly what types of bills to grab to put in there in order to have the correct denominations and the correct amount at the end. So that's that. Okay. So I'm going to move this to the side where I can see it and it's not so much in your way. I'll put my pen away. So this week we are working with $1,269 plus the $38 from the savings challenge. So if we get our calculator out and we'll count some money. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 plus 1, 2, 3, 400 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Okay, so in bills, we have a total of $1,265. And then in the change here on the side, so we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 2. Oh, goodness. 1,200 and what was it? 65 plus 42 is 1,307, I believe. Something along those lines. Something like that. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I do have a little bit of change here. So my coins, other than my loonies and toonies, go into my Save for a Rainy Day fund, which is right here. It's a bank. So I just put the change in there. And at the end of the year, I will use that. I'll roll it all up and I'll bring it to the bank and we'll put that into my extra TFSA. Okay. So let's get started with my everyday spending and wallet. So this is my wallet. So in here for groceries, we're putting $250 and we are doing 550s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 51, 52, 50. So $250 for groceries. This is budgeting for 2 weeks, so I will have to be creative with the things that I make in order to make it last. Gas is going to get $50. As long as I keep it above half a tank, I'm usually pretty good with $50 for 2 weeks. Dining out is going to get another $250. 250s for a total of $100. Oh, shoot. Oh, hold on. I made a mistake with gas. It's not a 50 I'm putting in there. It's not. It's 2 20s and a 10. That's why I should pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. So for me, I'm putting $10 in, but I'm going to put $10 in change. Just this way here, if I want to get a coffee or whatever, I'm not breaking a 10, because the moment I have a $5 bill, I save the $5 bill. So my $10 goes away very quickly if I buy a coffee. So Bryson is going to get a 5. And then W is for William, so he also gets a $5 bill. That's just our little allowance. Household. So this used to be my miscellaneous envelope. But I figure household would be more appropriate in my wallet, as opposed to miscellaneous. So I do have $10 in here that I'm going to roll over, and I'm going to put that back into my miscellaneous because that's what I was doing before. And we are putting a $10 bill in this one, I believe. Yes. So we're going to put a 10 in household, and then back to bank is any money that needs to go back to the bank will go in there. So there we go. So my everyday binder is done. So we're going to go into our bills. Okay, so bear with me here. There we go. All right, so rent is going to get $465. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 65. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 450, 460, 465. So that's going in there. Okay. Heating is going to get 45. So we're doing 2 20s and a 5. So we have 45 going into heating. Car payment, like I said, I'm paying that with my child tax benefit. But I am trying to put a little bit of money here and there so that eventually I don't have to use all of that payment for my car payment, and I can divide it through my paychecks equally. So right now I have $50 in there. Internet was fully funded beforehand. The internet is under Will's name. Will is my boyfriend, for those who don't know. He and I have been together. It'll be 10 years in July. It's weird that I still call him my boyfriend, but there's no ring on there yet. Okay, so yeah, so he pays the internet. So last month I stuffed it just in case he didn't have the money to pay for it. But he ended up having the money to pay for it. So I just left my money in there. And then when this month's bill, it has already come in, I told him, and then the next day he brought me the money. So in here we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 20, 120, and the bill is 56 something. So whatever money doesn't get used, we're just going to leave it in the envelope, and we're already a month ahead on that one. So that's good. Cell phone. Cell phone is going to get $30. And I was kind of upset. So last month they made a mistake, and I knew they made a mistake, but they gave me a whole bunch of discounts and such. And my bill is normally $115, roughly around there. Well, they sent me a bill for like $47. And I was like, okay, well, this is kind of fishy. So I'm like, I'll pay that, but I'll leave the rest of the money in the envelope just in case they turn around and say, we messed up. And sure enough, that's what they did. So in here right now, we should have enough to pay the $115 with a little bit of extra money to start paying that difference. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 25. So I have 125 in there. I'll know more once my bill actually comes in, but I also have my next paycheck that I can fund that with, and then we'll be good to go. Electric is not getting anything in there. It already has $200, and that's all that I need. I need $194. I am on the budget plan for the electricity here as well, and it's paid out every 2 months. And so basically I just have to come up with $100 a month. And so that money is already in there, and I will wait until my next paycheck in order to put more money in. Subscriptions is going to get 30, and we're doing a 20 and a 10. Subscriptions is all my streaming services. So I have Netflix, Prime, we have Spotify, Netflix, Prime, Spotify. Oh, and I have another website that I pay for, so that's what that's for. My debt snowball is going to get, oh, yes. My debt snowball is going to get 35, and we are doing a 20, a 10, and a 5. And we now have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 10, 15, 20, 120. So when I go to the bank to pay my Capital One this month, I'm going to go and put the snowball on there to help lower my amount. So my credit card is going to get 45. So 20, 45. And my amount for my monthly on that is 91. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. And I just use whatever amount of money is left in my bank account in order to pay that. Okay, so then my insurances gets 135. So 120, 35, right? Yes. Okay. I didn't make a card for this one yet because I print them 3 on a sheet. So I want to make sure I have 2 more that I can make before I actually go ahead and make them. So there we go. That one is done. So that's, oops, sorry. That's it for my bills binder. So next we're going to move into my sinking funds. Okay, there we go. Okay, so car maintenance is not getting anything. Oh, I didn't write it on that sheet. I wrote it here. Okay. So that's not going to get anything. That's not going to get. Healthcare is going to get 20. I guess we'll do 2 10s. Okay. Oh, shoot. I keep hitting my camera. Okay. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. I've had to use quite a bit of this money to get medications and stuff because of being sick. I had pneumonia for quite a while and is now starting to go away. I sound much better for those who have joined the last couple of times. But yeah, so, and then because it's a new year, also have to pay the deductibles for a medication. And Bryson is due for his medication, so I will have his deductible to pay whenever I go and renew his meds. So I needed to make sure to put some money in there. Pets is going to get $10. And we're going to do 2 5s. So 100, 200, 20, 25, 30. So 230. Chevy does have to go to the vet next week on the 13th. So that's going to take up a good chunk of that, but that's okay. That's what it's there for. Personal care is getting nothing. Miscellaneous is going to get $5 plus the rollover from the household. So we will put that in there. So we have $20 now. Okay. And then kids stuff is going to get $3. Yeah, $3. They have their school is having candygrams. They can buy candygrams for 50 cents. So I'll give them each $1 so that they can go and get their candygrams, and then I'm not quite sure what I'll do with that other $1, but it's in there in case I need it for anything. So we're not putting anything into these this time. No. So that's it for that. Okay. So I have some money left over. So let's see. What do we have? We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So yes. So $10 will be going into my 5K, and then the 15 will go into my $5 savings challenge. And then I wanted to talk to you, well, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing a mini Monday challenge from now on Mondays. I will put the money into my savings challenges on Mondays. So this money that's here will be left there, and then we'll play some mini challenges on Monday using the change and whatnot. And then I have a couple of dollars left from spending, so I'm just gonna add it to the money that we're gonna use for the mini challenges. So basically how it is I'll have, hold on, let me see if I can find it. So in my savings binder, this is my new savings binder. Well, it's not new. I've been using it, but I'll use it as my savings binder. So I have these mini challenges in here. So I have 6 envelopes, okay? And they all have a different challenge in it. And I have a whole bunch of extra ones. And then I have my sinking fund randomizer. So for the whole month of February, whenever I do these mini challenges, I will set out all my envelopes, okay, all 6 of them, and I'll have a dice. And I'll roll the dice to see which envelope gets money. So let's say I have all my envelopes out, I roll the dice, it's a 6. So on the 6, I'm going to put either a loonie or toonie. Whatever comes out in my hand first will go into that. And I'll just keep going like that until I have no more money in my hand. And then we'll tally it all up and see what we can put things into. And then at the end of the month, whatever challenges are completed will go into these specific places depending on which envelope they were in. So whatever money I save from envelope number 1 will go into the kids stuff. Envelope number 2 will go to my pets. Number 3 will go to my vacation. Number 4 will go to gifts or birthday. 5 will go to, I wrote challenge 1, but I'm saving for a screen tent. So that's where that money is going to go. It's going to go towards my screen tent that I want. And then 6 will go to Christmas. And then if I finish the challenges that are currently in these envelopes, whenever I finish them, I can just reach in the back and grab a new one. I got a whole bunch of free ones from different YouTubers and budgeters. So they're all in there. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. So all the money that's left here will go into this binder on Monday. So that's it for now. I want to sit and chit chat with you guys. So if you guys like what I'm showing you guys or whatnot, make sure you like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that when I post a new video, you'll get to see it. And also don't forget to comment, because I do like chit chatting. So if you drop a comment, I will respond. And thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. I appreciate your support. And let's stay accountable all together. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys on Monday.